Hello everyone and welcome to the second part of our verse tutorials on this channel. Today we want to learn what editables are and what an editable means. So as you can see, I'm in the code. So an editable is used like a variable, so like this, so we can replace that one with an editable, but editable doesn't work like this, so that wouldn't work. We need to do an add in the front, so add editable. This add only means that something is coming behind, and in this case it's editable. There's also experimental, I think, but in this case, as you can see, it wouldn't work because our project isn't working with that, so we don't use that. It's not important. You only need to know add editable. That's very basic, very important, and what that does is also very easy. The only thing what that does is, wait, I need to save it. As you can see, now you have in our verse device, so in the device, hello world device, you have our A, which is editable, and in this case it's 0, and we could drag it here to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we could edit our verse file in our verse device here, so we can do something in here, and so we can edit our verse file in this device here, so in the details tab. And that's very cool because then you don't need to reopen the editor every time. In this case I only want to replace that one with here, so we have it everywhere. But if I will push that, you can see it will come an error cause, wait, editable attribute isn't supported for the data definitions of this type, so the data type char can't be editable because it's not allowed to, so we need to write var instead of that. So, and right now it should work. Build verse code, and now you can see the other types of, I don't know, like this behind here, of the data types. So for integer, as you can see, is to look like this. String I mean float is very similar, but you have the comma in the middle. Then you have the string where you can write something in, and then you have D, which was the logic, so true or false. As you can see, also there's this little tip: true, false, true, false. So, but maybe you notice that there are some other editables which are not like that. They are limited, so sometimes it can only be 10 or 100 or 1000, and it can't go higher. And you also can do that with verse. It's very simple, very basic. So for that you can go in here, int, and you need to edit this int because it's not more an integer, it needs to be a limited integer. For that you're writing type, so because it's a type, it's a data type, but the data type is modified, so underscore x, which is now our integer. That would be like the same thing as we had before, integer, but we want to limit it, so we are writing where let's say 100 is smaller equals underscore x. So in this case it would mean that the underscore x is so the type need to be higher than 100 because 100 is smaller equals the x. So also, as you can see, the 0 is an error because 0 isn't higher than 100, so I need to write something that is higher 100. So also 99 wouldn't work, need to be 100, and yeah, that's it. So I can build the verse code, so I can select. So, and now I can't go lower than 100. As you can see, I can go higher but not lower. There's the limit 100. I can also write in 10 and it will jump to 100. You can also make a comma, and then you can like write underscore x smaller equals, and then we say 101. And now we have the background, so there's 101 or 100. One of these is only possible because we don't have any more. To show you a little bit the background, I will do that a little bit up, like 150. Then I need to build it, save and select. Alright, and right now, as you can see, there's this blue or black background where you can drag it left and right. Also that works for float, very logic. But now I want to show you a little bit cooler type of an editable. I will do that. If I'm doing that, it will change nothing, because now it's an empty editable like it was before. But you can do something in here. Wait, I will show it to you. So I will show you what you can write in here. So for that, I am going to the, wait, I think it was Unreal Editor. No, wait, it was Verse. So in Verse.digest, you can see there's this editable tool, and in there you have the tooltip and the categories. So we can write in our editable the tooltip. So tooltip double dot equals. So the tooltip need to be something. And in this case, I want to show you what it need to be. So it need to be an message. So right now we are learning a new data type, which is the message. So right now we can create our first message. So for that we are writing, I don't know, our first, wait, what? Our first message. Okay, my handwriting is bad today. Our first message, which is a message, and it equals hello. And in this case you can see it's similar to the string, so it also is like some letters, but there's a difference between string and message, because in strings you can always get the content and in messages not, and that's very important sometimes. And there are also some other differences. So we could write our first message right now here, but so as a tooltip, but I will also show you what the tooltip does later. But as you can see, there is an error which shows that it needs the type of message and not char. So this char is the same like string, so a string contains of this. So it needs a type of message, but for that we only need to write a new attribute for us. So we will localize this, and now it's fine. That's it. And now I can show you what a tooltip does. So our first message, as you can see, is hello, and our tooltip is hello. So I will go back into the editor, go to build VS Code, and right now I can show you what a tooltip does. So as you can see, there's no change. But if we go with our mouse and hold it on the A, wait, it should show hello. So that's the text we made in here. So we can write something like this. Wait, this is an integer. And now we can build the VS Code. And if we don't know what that is behind there, we can read it here. This is an integer. That is what our tooltip does. Sometimes it's very cool to use, because if you're trading your codes and someone who get it and don't know what to do in there, you can write a message there that they know what to do. So basically that's what an editable does. And now I want to show you like why editables are so cool, because as I already said, you can manage your code in your device. So I can right now print what I'm doing in here and not doing in the code. So I will do my VS Code. I think I already did it, and now I will launch the session. So right now I'm back in the game, and I will watch our log again so that we can see our prints. And as you can see here, we have hello world, 2 + 2 = 4, I don't know. Then we have 128 and 22 dot something and the letter G. And when we watch our code, our code here, you can see, so we have hello world, it's that. Then you have 2 + 2 = 4, it's also that. Then we have this weird thing here, but that would be the C here, but C is hello, but that is modified in our device. So we have our modified text printed here. Then we have the logic, which isn't printed because it doesn't work, and our char, which is not editable, so we can also not do it in our device, but it's also printing our G again. So the next very important thing which is only allowed causing of editables is that we can connect our verse device with other devices from Fortnite. So if I want to have something like an item granter, so somebody can grant an item, we need to do that with the item granter device from Fortnite, but we can use it directly from here. We need to bind this item granter to our verse code, and for that we can bind it through editables. So for that I will do a new editable, so add editable, then I will write name. So in this case I want an item granter, so I will write item, granter. So that's the name of our variable, item granter double dot. And now we need to write the data type, and in this case it's not string logic something, it's the device. So I will write item underscore granter underscore device. So that is our data type. In this case it's an item granter, so we can only write item granter, and it's an empty item granter because we can so at this point not do any settings in our item granter. So the item granter is a normal item granter with any changes. So we have our item granter as an editable in our verse code. So I will show you how that looks in our device. Wait, okay, right now it's here. So item granter, and now we can bind it here. So for that we need an item granter that's only empty. Tutorial means it's our project and there's nothing in. So I will search for item granter. I will click on all, Fortnite, then devices and item. So there will be choose item as I can see. Okay, wait, I need to watch for granter. So there it is. That's our item granter. I think I will put something in directly, so I will choose, I don't know, let's say Sky's Grabbler. And then there are many settings, I don't know, let's say, I think there's nothing important. Yeah, there's nothing important. So I will go back on our device, right? In our device, so item granter, and then I can pick it up. So I can pick it here, so that's also in if I'm picking it there. But if you have many of item granters, there are like 1000, you need to scroll a little bit. So for that I can press on this icon there, and then I can select it in the actor here. So now it's binded, and then if I use the item granter in my code, I can use this specific item granter. So for that I go back in the code, and now I want to grant the item, let's say 5 seconds after the game start. So for that I will delete this complete print thing here, so because we don't need that. And then I want to get our items at the game start. So for that I will grant our items if I'm writing item granter, and now I can write everything what's from Fortnite in this item granter device. So in the data type what's given for me, and if I go in there, that's the device, and we have this settings of things we can do with the item granter. That's watching when an item got granted, so then we can do something. If something gets granted, then we can enable the item granter, disable, clear the saved data, so you can also save some items through the item granter, or save some loops to grant things, but that's not important. That's something in the granter itself. So then we have cycle to next item, previous, random. Then we can grant items. All right, that's what we want to do later. Then we have grant item to all. That would grant the item to all people in the complete world. Then we will use that one, grant item to all. That would grant every item to everyone. So I will lose that, and right now it will not work because we need to say that this is a method we want to use. So we are using our brackets, and every method we want to use has something you need to write in these brackets. In onBegin we also have the brackets. So right here we are defining onBegin, and if we somewhere want to call onBegin, which will not be happen, but if we want to, we need to write nothing in the brackets, because also in onBegin there's nothing. In our digest, also in grant item to all, there's nothing in, so we wouldn't need to do something in this method. But if you can, as you can see, here's like often the agent in, and below here was the item index. So if we want to use that, we would need to write anything in there. So item granter, grant to all. That's what will happen at the game start. But as I said, I want to delay it like 5 seconds. So for that I need to let the code sleep this time. So every time in coding, sleep means the code is offline for that seconds, and after that it will continue. So I will write sleep. So as you can see, the brackets in the brackets is an error because this function, so this method needs a float, and it's not and it doesn't work with not a float, so it doesn't work with empty brackets. And in this case I can write something in like 1.0, which means it will sleep 1 second, but I want to do that a little bit different because we learned today what editables are. Why shouldn't we use them? So I will write in here sleep seconds, and right now I will do up here the B to sleep seconds, and right now sleep seconds is a float, so we can use it in here because sleep needs float as we read right now, and sleep seconds is a float. I think we can do that to 0, and I think we can also delete the other one. I think we understood that. So it looks like this, our code right now. So it will sleep as long as we set it up in the device, and then it will grant the items in the item granter to all. So I will fastly build the verse code, say and select, then I will click on our device and say that our sleep seconds are 5 seconds. So now I will push our verse code, and then we need to watch what happened. So right now I'm in, and hopefully it works. So we need to get our items. Oh, there they are. So I have my grabbler. Everything worked. So right now we learned how we can do things what our device can do. So in this case, the item granter can grant items. That's what the item granter does. Now I want to get a signal from the device. So in this case, we are sending a signal to the device that it should grant. But right now I want to get a signal from a device. So for this case, in this case, I will take the trigger device, which can trigger, obvious. So I will take trigger. In this case, it's a trigger underscore device, which looks like that. And now I want to get the signal. So the trigger device has only the two options, trigger and trigger by an agent, and it only can so there is a listenable. That means it can hear if a signal comes. So the triggered event, I need to use that, so I will put that in the front of onBegin. I think every time you need to do things like listening in the onBegin method, so I will write in here trigger dot triggered event, and now I need to subscribe that. So trigger.triggered event dot subscribe. I don't know why it means subscribe, so why it's not subscribed. It doesn't make any sense. So, and in this, right now I need to write a method. So a method is launched when when a trigger gets triggered, a method is launched, and I need to now write the method name in these brackets. So I think we will name the method trigger dot triggered. So that's our method. It doesn't know what to do because we didn't create it right now. So, and this method needs an question mark agent. That's a little specific. So in this case, I only want to show you what the difference is. So I write agent, double dot agent. So it's a void method. It's every time if it's a listenable, it needs to be a void method. And then I will do only print that we can see our trigger works. So print trigger works. So that's it. So, and as you can see, there's an error because it doesn't need an agent. It needs, so as you can see here, if you want to read it, this function parameter expects a value of type question mark agent void, but this argument is incompatible with value of type agent void. So as you can see, we have here our agent, and it needs a question mark agent. So that's a little specific. That means, so I will also rename that for that. So maybe agent. Oh wait, I think I will do it big. So maybe agent. That means this agent can either be an agent or false. So it can be false or an agent. Question mark always means that it can be false or either this type what's behind the question mark. So I can also do a question mark item granter. I can also do a question mark trigger. In this case, it will get an error because we need then to write that it can be the option. So option item granter, that would work. So it's a question mark item granter. That means it can be an item granter or false. In this case, it is an item granter and not false. So we need to write option item granter, that we tell the code that it is an item granter, not false. But as you can see, I could also write false and that would be fine. So it's not an item granter in this case, it's false. So, but we don't need a optional item granter, we need an optional agent, which is in here. Oh, wait. And for that, if you want to check if an agent, if you want to check if a question mark agent is or really an agent, you can write like if agent double dot equals maybe agent, which is right now our question mark agent. So if agent double dot equals maybe agent question mark, then it should be our agent. So that's how we can get the real agent from a maybe agent. So from question mark agent, that's it. So right now I want to check if our trigger works, so if this method gets launched and stuff. So I will go back, build my VS Code, and there should be a trigger which is there. So right now I need to create a trigger like the item granter. I will go in here, search for trigger. There it is, that's the trigger. So it can be triggered by many things. I think there are water, player, damage. Oh yeah, we can see it here. So player, damage, items, vehicles, creatures, sequencers, water. So the trigger can trigger by many things. In this case, I think I will do player, because we don't have anything which can do damage. So I will connect this trigger with my VS device. Always click that icon, click the trigger, and then I will push the changes because the trigger isn't right now in the game, and then I will wait shortly. So we are back in our game. We should get our items. Wait, yeah, there's our grappler. Now we can walk on our trigger and it should print our something in our log and on the left corner, and there it is. Trigger works. Our trigger works. That means our method gets launched, and in this case also yeah, the method gets launched. So our code works, everything's fine. We can do it multiple times. Yeah, that's it for today, I think. So you learned much about editables, but I don't want to let you go like this, because if I'm in the next part, I want to have something like a homework for you. So in the next part, I want to check if you understood everything from today. So in the next part, you need to do this tooltip. So if I'm here on A, as you can see, this is an integer. I want that if I'm going on trigger, that there is standing, you need to connect a trigger. So you need to do that by yourself, and in the next part you can check if you did it right and if it's the right way to do that. So if you have any questions or things, you can also always ask in our Discord server. So if you want to get a link, it's in the description. You can join it and ask and chat with others. So I think that's it for today. I think you know what to do as a homework, and we see us in the next part. Bye bye.